So what are you up to?
Looking at cedar rust.
Looking at what?
Cedar rust.
What's that?
Right here.
Right there? That's what it's called. What is it called again?
Cedar rust.
Cedar rust. Where does it come from?
Apple trees.
Apple trees? Where's the apple trees?
Right behind you.
Oh, right there. There's some apple trees, some new ones, some young apple trees. So, folks, we noticed this at about 2 or 3 years after we planted these guys, these apple trees. There's another one right there. And it's this stuff here called cedar rust. And there's no getting away from this. If you're in the Ozarks, you're going to have cedar rust if you have apple trees. It is what it is. Now, there was very little of this stuff going around when we planted these apple trees, but they have sort of like a symbiotic relationship. They don't exist without the other, at least the fungus here, known as cedar rust, does not exist without both a cedar tree and an apple tree in close proximity. There's no real way you can avoid this, at least from what I've read. If you have an apple tree or a cedar tree within up to a mile from each other, you're going to have this problem. And what happens is the life cycle of this thing transfers between the cedar tree and the apple tree, and this is what you see here as the fruiting body of that fungus. And this is just no way to get rid of it. It can be most damaging to the apple tree. And so you have to keep this sprayed. There's different fungicides that you can use, for these, and we use them to keep it under control because we do like our apple trees. And looks like we're going to get some apples this year. We got some buds going on right here, right there. See? And so we got a number of buds all over the tree here. Looks like we're going to get some apples, maybe. Yeah. Think you could get some apples on there?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah?
Last year we didn't get much.
So we have a couple of apple trees, one here, one there, and looks like we're going to get maybe a pretty good harvest out of these this year. There's a lot of buds on them. I've pruned them in the way that I want to, in like a bowl shape is how I prune my trees, most of my fruit trees. And we have peach trees and some other fruit trees. But if you can see all of the cedar rust up on top of these trees here, it's just they're loaded. It's loaded everywhere. And like I said, when we first moved here, it was hard pressed to find any of this. But because we've moved in these apple trees, they now have that relationship where that fungus can grow and prosper. It's everywhere now. Every year, every spring, when the rains come, the fungus grows and it matures with these fruiting bodies called cedar rust. If you pick it off the tree, you can see it close up here. These little tendrils are very gelatin-like, and when they're brand new, they look really alienish. Right now, they're kind of wilted. You can see they've wilted. This has been on the tree for probably 3 or 4 days, maybe. And but if you see them brand new, they're really gelatinous, really wet-looking, and they still have very much like a Jell-O feel to them. And the thing in the middle is very hard. You press on it, it's very hard. But very interesting. Again, keep a lookout for these things. You can't eat them or anything. There's no real value to them other than, I guess good for pictures, but that's about it. So that is it. That's what it looks like up close. If I take this and smash it between my fingers, it's like a Jell-O gooey mess, but that is cedar rust. So anyway, Tim came out here today and he told me about these being all over the trees, and actually told me about it the other day, and I just now finally got some time to come out here and take some photos and do a video for you guys just to show you what cedar rust looks like. If you have apple trees and you live in the Ozarks and maybe other parts of the country as well, you're going to have this problem because there's lots of cedar trees out there. But again, there are ways to treat this. You can use different types of fungicide, copper, fungicide and things like that you can use to spray these at different times during the year and help get yourself a harvest. However, if you have a giant, in fact, I know some places it's even illegal to have apple trees in close proximity to cedar trees. Leave a comment below if you're one of those people. I'd love to hear your story on what the rules are where you live on that. I know it's different for a lot of places. A lot of conservation departments agricultural departments, government agencies try to limit this spread, because I mean, I don't see how you're going to do it. It's just going to happen. It happens naturally in nature. But I know it is very damaging to people who have orchards of apple trees, to have these cedars nearby, or certain types. This is actually not a cedar tree. This is actually what you call an eastern juniper. It's not a cedar. It's an eastern juniper. The inside wood of this is very purplish, very pretty. But it does actually, you know, cause this fungus to occur when they're placed next to apple trees. So anyway, leave a comment below if you had some of this experience. You know, I'd love to hear your story. Maybe if you have solutions that other than a fungicide that might be helpful, leave a comment below on that too. Your comment may help someone else who's looking for a solution. So, all right, we'll leave it at that. Cedar us here in the Ozarks. See you next time on the Homestead. Bye. Hey guys, I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, Zervita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.